Hi, my name is Jacqueline, and I'm so glad that you're here. Today's practice will be about releasing lower back tension, and we'll also do a little bit of hip mobility exercises because sometimes it's the hip mobility that ends up causing the low back pain. So let's get started. I'm gonna have 2 blocks today. We'll definitely use one when at the beginning of class when we're lying on our backs, but I'm also going to use one today as I'm flowing through just to help me keep my spine nice and lifted. So if you have those available, I recommend that you do that for today's class as well. Okay, let's get started lying down on our backs. So first, feel the ground beneath you. Keep your knees bent. Soles of feet down. Press down through the 4 corners of your feet. Feel the support of the ground beneath you supporting your head, shoulders, hips. And feel that space in between the ground and your low back. You can close your eyes if that feels safe. Couple of breaths. In and out your nose. Now lift one leg up towards the ceiling, sole of foot facing the ceiling, and bend your knee into your chest, and then press out as if you're going to try to stomp on the ceiling. Couple more times, bend knee into your chest, and then press up. Don't worry about how far your knee comes down towards your chest. This is our hip mobility sequence. So just see what happens. Notice where you feel this. We're not using our hands or using anything extra. All right, next time you lengthen out your legs, stay there. And now we'll find another pulse, but this time out to the side. So extend your leg long and then bring it back up. So just pulsing a couple of times, not using our hands if that's at all possible. Just seeing how far our hip goes naturally without any extra assistance from our hands or props. So keep your other hip down. This is our last one. And then reach up. And now this time, if your left knee is still bent, you can extend it long and then bring your leg across your body. Right? So just see how far it goes. It doesn't have to go all the way down. That's not what we're looking for. We just want to see what happens. Keep extending out through your leg. And then come back up through center, set your foot down, and other leg goes up. Same thing, other side, bend knee, and then press away. Bend and press. Couple times. Keep the natural curve in your low back. Little space between your low back and the mat or towel. Good. One more. And now we have the pulses out to the side. So extend it out to the side and then pull it back in. Keep your opposite hip down. And don't worry about how far it goes. It's just information. Just notice without any expectation or attachment to what this looks like. Good. Just one more. And then extend the opposite leg long, and leg comes across the body. Just see what happens. Keep breathing. If you lose your breath or you can't breathe, then you've gone too far. Back it up. Deep breaths in and out your nose. Nice, and then come back up. Set your foot down, both feet down, knees are bent. Bring your hands and make a triangle shape. So thumbs together and first fingers, your pointer fingers come together. You make a triangle. Place your thumbs right on your belly button and fingertips point towards your legs. Now I play D&D, you might not and don't really understand this reference, but let's just give it a try. So imagine that you have a 20-sided dice right in the middle of this triangle, okay? If you don't know what a 20-sided dice is, just imagine a marble or some other small round object. Okay, we have our 20-sided dice, all right? Now we're gonna move the dice towards our fingertips, toward our pointer fingers. So we're gonna rotate the hips so there's a big, big, big space between your low back and the ground now. Now roll that dice all the way back towards your thumbs. Now we press our low back into the mat. Good, keep going, do that a few more times. Moving through our hips. Maybe with each time you move, you imagine you rolled a natural 20. Using your imagination. Good, couple times. And then come back through center, just allow the dice to be right in the center of that triangle again. All right, great. Now bring hands behind your head, interlace fingers. And we're gonna continue that action with our pelvis. All right, so on your inhale, imagine that your hands are still there and the dice is rolling toward your fingertips, toward your legs, big space between low back and the mat. And then on your exhale, press low back down into the mat and lift up one knee and opposite arm and pull it in. And then as you inhale, come back down, big arch, big space between the low back and mat. And then nice and slow, roll up, press low back down and come up through opposite knee and elbow. So keep moving through that at your own pace. See if you can keep moving nice and slow and controlled. So your hands here are just supporting your head. They're not, dragging it up or forcing your neck to do anything weird here. So just keep watch on that. And watch that you're not forcing anything. With each inhale, big space between the low back and mat. And with each exhale, press low back in and come up for a little crunch. Good, last round here. One more each side. Keep breathing. Good, and then set your head down. Now we take our block. Set it between your legs. Hands come down beside your torso and lift knees up over hip bones. Good. Right now your torso is neutral. There's space between your low back and the mat. Pull your low belly in and see if you can lift your shoulders up best you can. Nice strong core. Just stay right here. Keep breathing in and out your nose. Squeeze the block a little bit more. Pull your belly button in. Keep breathing. And then slowly lower down. Set your feet down. Remove the block. And then either rock and roll lengthwise on your spine to come up to a seated position, or you can roll over to one side and press yourself up. Great. Now we'll come next into our sphinx pose. So forearms come down. Extend your legs long, hips down to the mat. So first, just like we did when we were on our backs, find your stability first. Press through hands and forearms. Press through elbows. Press through legs, especially your toenails. Pull collarbones through your arms. Good, now tuck your back toes. Nice strong core. First lift hips up. You might stay here, maybe knees lift up to forearm plank. So knees can always stay down, you can hold it right here. Keep your neck nice and straight. Stay focused and keep breathing. And then nice and slow, everyone brings knees down and then hips down. Untuck your toes. Press through your forearms, press through your feet. Broad through your chest. And then one more time, tuck your back toes. Lift hips up. Maybe knees lift up. Stay strong, stay focused. Feel the support of the ground. Press down into the ground with your arms a little bit more, with the balls of your feet. And then release, knees down, hips down, back to Sphinx. And then lower all the way down, hands underneath shoulders. Press back to downward facing dog. Option to bend knees. Again, reconnect with the ground. Press fingers into the ground, spread them wide. And then walk feet up towards your hands. Press into your feet, hands come on hips, and nice and long spine, lift yourself up to stand. Now open up your feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. So we're going to come down into a low squat, Malasana. If Malasana isn't accessible for you, I'll show you options. But all of us, our feet will be a little bit different. For me, I like to keep my feet a little wider than hip width distance apart and my toes to turn out a little bit. So you can decide what feels best. All right, so take your time playing around with that. Inhale, reach arms up. Press palms together. And then we all sink down into our squat. Right, so this is one option. The next option is right here. All right. Take one more breath here. And then turn toes forward. Find your forward fold. So I'm going to use my blocks in my forward fold today. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, right foot steps back. Back knee comes down. Crawl your hands up to your thigh, back off the stretch. Engage your right glute, and then send hips forward again. Inhale, reach your arms up. And now using your core strength right here from your center, start to turn toward your bent leg. And then open up your arms toward that side of your mat, like there's someone over there you're going to give a big hug. Take one more breath. And then from your center, untwist, come back to face the front, arms reach up, and then hands come down. Step leg back. Inhale, drop belly cow, and then exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot steps forward to right thumb, back knee comes down. Hands climb up to the thigh, back off. Squeeze your left glute. Keep low ribs hugging in, and then press forward again. So you're not going to come forward as far as you would if you weren't engaging. It doesn't matter how far you go. That says nothing about who you are as a person, okay? Arms reach up to the sky, and then start to turn towards your front bent leg. Open your arms up to that side, as if there's someone over there you want to give a big hug to. Good, stay strong and rooted through your feet. Inhale, untwist from your center, arms reach up. And then hands come down, back foot steps up to meet your front. Hands come on hips, press into your feet, long spine as you rise up. And then open your feet up as wide as you want for your version of Malasana today. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, find your version of Malasana. And then we all stay for the inhale. Exhale, turn toes forward, find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extend the spine. Exhale, this time left foot steps back. Back knee comes down. Hands climb up the thigh. Good, so again, squeeze the left glute, keep low ribs in, and then start to send the hips forward. You're not going to come forward that much. Press down through your front heel. Now, turn from your center toward your bent front leg. Now, palms come together. Extend your arms. Maybe wrists come outside of your leg. Maybe from the twist you're able to bring your elbow outside of your leg. But if you do that, make sure this shoulder isn't getting crunchy. If you're having any trouble breathing, back off. Maybe you tuck that back toe and extend the back leg. Take one more breath. And then if the back knee is lifted, bring it down. Hands come down. Step back. Drop your belly for cow. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward to left thumb. Back knee comes down. Hands climb up the leg. Back off. Squeeze. Low ribs in, and then send hips forward. We'll bring palms together in front of our chest, and then start to turn toward your bent front leg. Stretch your arms straight. Hands slide down, maybe wrists come outside the leg. Maybe forearm, maybe elbow, maybe you bend your elbows. Make sure you can still breathe. And then option to tuck the back toes, extend out through the back leg. Keep a nice, smooth, steady breath wherever you are. Good, and then release. Back foot steps up to meet your front. Hands on hips, long spine, press into your feet, rise up. Again, open your feet wide for that Malasana. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, find your Malasana. Stay for the inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then this time, hands come down, knees come down. Sit on your heels, hips come off the heels. Turn around, cross your legs into Sukhasana. Inhale, reach arms up. Then moving from your center, turn toward one leg, doesn't matter which. And then find a twist. With each inhale, get a little longer through the spine. And then on your next inhale, reach up. And then exhale, other side. Stay rooted through your sits bones. Feel the support of the ground. And then inhale back through center. And then arms down to your side. We have one more stretch. So lie down on your back. Take one ankle over the other knee. Keep knee bent. And then without grabbing anything first, just start to bring the knee toward your chest and just see how far it goes without touching anything, without doing anything at first. And take another breath. And then interlace fingers behind the thigh. And breathe. Notice where you feel this. Notice how intense it is. And then release the foot down. Bring soles of both feet down. And we go to the other side. So opposite ankle over knee. And first, just bring legs in towards your chest without touching anything. We take a breath here. This is just seeing our mobility, just seeing what happens. And then interlace your fingers behind the thigh. Keep extending the bent knee away from you as much as is comfortable. And yoga is such a great practice to notice things about our bodies that we don't notice in our day-to-day lives when we're running around living in our heads. So just notice here, where are the sensations? What do they feel like? And then release the legs down. So from here, option to take a Shavasana if you have the time. Otherwise, you can roll to your side and press yourself up. And we will close here. Thank you so much for practicing with me. So if you want to stay up to date on when I release these videos and also receive weekly reflections, please sign up for my email, Ease Please, which you can find the sign up info in the description below. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time, keep taking care of yourself.